right, we are back on the Morning Brew with friends. It's a busy time for the mortgage industry for you guys, right? This is the time of the year when things start to really kind of shift. Am I right?
Well, it's been busy as can be. You know, we've been talking on the show about setting new sales records, and we've certainly done that here in Albuquerque compared to last year.
Right. Overall, the whole industry is setting sales records,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. And now we're starting to see a diminishment of the number of listings available to be purchased. And when you see the supply go down,
the price goes up.
The price goes up, and so we're seeing property values rise in Albuquerque, and they needed to rise. I mean, you know, they took a dump back in 2008, 2009.
We never really recovered, did we?
We have not recovered, and we're in the process of recovering now. So it's good to see. Not good for the consumer. They don't like to see prices go up, but it's good for the economy to see prices go up, and more people are willing to sell their house when they can get a little fairer price for their house.
I know plenty of people that have been waiting to sell their houses until the economy gets better, until housing prices get better, right?
Well, exactly, but you know, it's a two-edged sword. People are waiting for the value of their house to go up. Meanwhile, the value of the house they want to buy is going up as well. So you kind of wonder,
does it really help or not?
You know, is it worth waiting? But I think, go ahead.
Oh, there's a very interesting part of this too. Is that though people are buying more homes, you were saying that a large portion of that nationwide is first-time home buyers.
32%.
But not here.
Not here now.
What's going on?
It's below. Well, you've got a couple things, couple dynamics. We've got that outward migration of talent, kids coming out of college or leaving the state.
Because the first-time home buyer really is people who are in their 20s, early 30s, who are millennials buying new homes.
And a lot of millennials are leaving the state as soon as they complete their education.
Right.
So they're not coming into the marketplace like
or they already have tons of debt from college.
It's also student loans are big in New Mexico. Even though we've got the lottery scholarship, the students still feel the need to borrow money to sustain themselves while they're in college. So their debt is high. But there's also a lot of people that don't think they can qualify, and that's part of our job in the mortgage industry. And one of the things we like to do is talk to as many people as possible and show them the numbers. Sit down and take a look at their numbers. People that are coming out of school, getting a job, first job, their wife has a first job, they're coming out of college, we can give them immediate credit for their income, and they can qualify immediately. And the benefit of buying a house, it goes without saying, home ownership is preferable to renting.
Oh, absolutely. You want to build equity.
Build equity, and also the tax deductions are significant.
Right.
You know, two kids coming out of school making good money. I've got some friends whose kids are just married. They're both working out at Sandia Labs, for example. They're making good money, and they're paying lots of taxes. And as soon as they bought a house, their tax bill went down because you write off your property taxes, you write off the mortgage interest. So there's a lot of write-offs that you have as a homeowner that you certainly don't have as a renter.
I think one of the things I'm interested in where all these people are going. You know, what is happening to it, and what does that do to the market? I mean, does that mean that the homes that are available for sale now are they homes that would appeal to the millennial, or are they homes that do not appeal to the millennial?
That's a great point. The millennial today want everything right now.
Right.
They want the countertops, granite countertops. They want the stainless steel kitchens.
I want the Wi-Fi.
They want the Wi-Fi. They want the smart home. They want it now. The days
I want the Nest thermostat that tells me, you know, what's going on.
Exactly. The days of the millennial coming out of school, buying their first house and buying a starter home, a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
It's not a fixer-upper mentality out there right now.
Yeah.
It's I want it perfect. So what you're seeing is the home builders out there are building smaller homes that are more tricked out.
Right.
Okay, and
there is the tiny house movement.
There is a tiny house movement, and it's playing right to that. What can I afford? This is what I can afford. Do I want this much house that's a fixer-upper, or do I want this much house that's got all the bells and whistles?
It doesn't matter as long as we get all the Wi-Fi.
All the Wi-Fi.
All the Wi-Fi.
There you go. See, there's a millennial back there somewhere talking to us, right?
That's Director Dan. He knows all about this. Dan, did you buy your first house yet?
2008.
And does it have all the bells and whistles, or are you fixing it up?
It does not.
You're fixing it up.
It needs a roof.
That's a big whistle.
You can take out a home equity mortgage and help with something like that, right?
You certainly can. There's a great program through the Federal Housing Administration called a 203K that allows you up to $35,000 of rehabilitation, and roofs fit right in there, Dan. and you
There
can
you go.
take it out and finance it
See,
for
we had
30
him on
years.
we knew we had him on the show for a
There's
reason.
a reason.
Now we can help you get a roof.
I wish I knew Greg in 2008.
I wished you did too.
But where are rates now for mortgages?
Well, let's take a look at them. I think we've
We
got
have a little
bring 'em up
graphic,
on
I
the screen.
believe.
Got a graphic?
Somewhere back
We
there.
didn't give Dan a lot of time on that
Not
graphic.
this week, I don't think.
Okay, not this week.
That's all
Oh,
right.
well, let me tell
But
you,
if
I
you got
got
them, if you
3
remember
and
everything
7/8%.
off the top of your head.
Well, I've got them right here.
All right.
3 and 7/8% on FHA, 3 and 7/8% on VA, and conventional's 4.25%. And that's always with no discount points, okay? And that's the note rate. Of course, the APR is a little higher because closing
Right.
costs are figured in.
Right.
So just understand that, as we keep saying, and now I'm happy to keep saying it, we come back
Right.
every week and say interest rates are
It's still at-
historically low
right.
levels, and doggone it. If you could go borrow money right now at 3 and 7/8%, go borrow $3 million, because you're never going to borrow it cheaper.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
I mean, has there been any movement in the Fed lately? I haven't really heard much about
Well,
it.
the
I know
econ-
they're not meeting for a while.
Well,
but
the economy is so fragile, and you can see how it's reacting to just every little thing out there in Europe and the stock market and the bond market. I think they're afraid to raise interest rates a meaningful amount because it'll send the economy into a bit of a tailspin. And I think Janet Yellen, the director of the Fed, is being very cautious, and I think she's very wise to be very cautious, because though our economy is doing well and jobs are improving, of course, jobs are improving this week based on the jobs disclosure this week by the government. But
Next
then they
week.
come next week or 2 weeks later and they give you the revised number. But the revised number, and it's always lower.
Right.
It's always worse.
Right.
And it
It's
never
still
makes,
going up, though.
It never makes the front page.
Right, but it's still going up. We
It's
still
getting-
have more people working
creeping.
today than were working last
It's
week.
creeping ahead. But you'll look at a lot of people. A lot of people are working, but they're working part-time.
Right.
A lot of people are working, but they're working a lot lower paying jobs than they used to have.
That's it.
They're just trying to get by. So that doesn't signify a healthy economy. It signifies a recovering economy. And that recovery is very fragile right now, very fragile. So I think the Fed's being very cautious, very careful. They're giving the markets a little inclination that they might want to raise it just to see what happens. And as soon as they do, the bond market goes down, and
Yeah.
everybody gets very defensive. And
That's not the kind of thing you want to just say, let's see what happens if.
no, you don't want to do that. that can be crazy.
Right. We'll be back in a couple seconds with somebody that's not crazy. Our buddies from New Mexico Pinon Coffee are going to
Absolutely.
show us some of their newest stuff on the Morning Brew. Right? No doubt, Dan. Every day. I would not survive without this much coffee.
You got to have a little thing that automatically fills your cup, some kind of little float mechanism.
That's called an IV.
It's
Yeah.
actually called our floor director Lee, who keeps the carafe here. This is not a prop carafe. He actually keeps it filled with coffee for me.
Lee's a good man.
We'll be back with a couple of seconds with our friends from New Mexico Pinon Coffee.